Yeah, first and foremost, give Indiana State a heck of a lot of credit, man. They got a great team. They've you look at where they were last year as a program, and it was Josh's first year to where they are now, man. They've made significant improvements, significant talent level, their togetherness, their toughness. They have a true identity on both ends. I mean, they already beat Drake, who was picked to win their league, I believe. That's a dang good team. I'll be honest. Like their physicality, they set the rules. We told our guys going into it, listen, this is going to be the most physical team we've played all year. They're old, really, really old. They're really strong physically, and they're across the board. You look at their point guards, 6'4". Their two guards, 6'6". Small forward, 6'6". Power forward, 6'6". Center, 6'11". They are big and they are strong, and I thought we absolutely got bullied on both ends of the floor. I thought their toughness on defense, cutting, they were bumping our cuts, holding us. And again, however the officials are going to call the game, it's how they're going to call the game. And you got to embrace that, right? And I thought they really threw us out of rhythm on our offensive end with their defensive toughness and physicality. Then I thought on the other end, to start the game, our transition defense, something we've been working really, really hard at, was awful. And they scored 11 of their first 22 points, I believe, were in transition, where they're either getting wide open threes or wide open layups. So when you give a guy like Kavase McCauley a couple wide open threes to start the game without dribbling, the rim starts looking really, really, really big for him. So, my message to our guys was, listen, what is our adversity threshold? First half, I didn't like our response at all. At all. I was disgusted. Second half was much better. It was much better. But we got to do it for 40 minutes. Can we win games and have chance to be competitive when we don't shoot well? All right, we go 3 for 19 from 3 today. Can we compete in games where we don't shoot well? And until we can show that growth on the defensive end, we're not going to be able to do that. And that was my message to our guys.
We'll open it up for some questions.
Is there any one aspect of that stat sheet that really disappoints you?
I mean, man, I don't know if there's one. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's just physical. They obviously hit 16 threes. That's the best they've shot all year. But again, they got wide open looks. Even guys that are non-shooters, we're banging in shots for them. But again, they're Division I players. A guy can kick it in every once in a while if he's wide ass open. I mean, you can't dare guys to shoot, right? But I thought, you look at our effective field goal. I mean, they were 30 of 61 from the field as well. So they got us at the rim. They got us on threes. What are we taking away? We're not taking anything away. You want threes this possession? You want to get twos? You want layups? That's how it looked to me. Absolute joke on the defensive end. Then you look on the other ends, we had 16 turns. We had 16 turns because we didn't embrace the physicality of the game. We didn't. They were holding us, and again, that's the way the game's going to be played. I don't think I'm complaining or I'm putting it on the official. That's the way the game's going to be played. Embrace it. Figure it out. Cut harder. Get tighter off screens. Set good screens. Be physical. Right? You got to embrace that physicality on both ends. So I thought that led to a lot of our turnovers. We had 16 turns. So there was a lot. There was not just one thing on that dang stat sheet, I can tell you that.
You play a team like Georgia, you play a team like Indiana. It's not those people. It's Indiana State that comes in and has you down by 30 at the half or whatever. Do you think that, especially with a younger group like this, do you think that kind of caught them by surprise or added to the, their shock at one point in time in the first half, say?
I don't know. I would hope not. I'd hope not. Again, you got to respect every opponent. I always say it's a faceless opponent. I told our guys at halftime, listen, we're competing with ourselves. We ain't doing our system. We look disjointed, disconnected. And listen, that's got to change. It was funny when I took the job here. My brother, I asked him, I said, hey, what was kind of the culture that you saw at Miami? He said, very disconnected. He thought on the floor when adversity hit. And I saw that today. That can't be our response. We got to get tighter when bad things happen. I saw a lot of blank faces. It's like, man, show me something. Have some fight. Have some juice. Have some pop. Right? Stick together. That's got to change. That's got to change. The Indiana State was physical, man. I give them a lot of credit. I thought Marshall was physical as well. I thought Indiana was really physical. Georgia, not as much as those guys. We've struggled with physical teams. to this point in the year. And that's got to change for us. And we have to embrace that stuff in order for us to have a chance to win when we do not shoot well, right? I think that's extremely important. Because, again, we're not going to bang in 14, 15 threes every night. Can we give ourselves a chance to win games when we don't do that? How do you do that, right? And that's embracing all the physicality and embracing the defensive end, which we have not done to this point in the year.
Okay, so you've got a week now. I know they're doing exams and everything, but you've got a week now. So if you have a focus, I know there's a lot to work on with this team. If you have a focus, what would it be?
I think you got to start with transition defense. Yeah, I think that's got to be cleaned up. I mean, you can't give teams wide open after a made shot, a layup, or a kick out three, wide open for Kavasi and McCauley, who's, by the way, has already hit 4 threes in the game. I mean, are we playing to win? I mean, what are we doing? That's got to be cleaned up. And then I think the blockouts, obviously it wasn't as bad tonight, but again, it's been a problem to this point in the year, us rebounding. Those are the two things that we got to get a heck of a lot better at on that defensive end, because we got to ask ourselves, what's our identity? I told our guys this too. It's like, what's our identity on the defensive end? Every team's got an identity. You're going to give up probably something, all right, on defense. And it's like, what are you willing to give up? We don't want to give up layups, and we're giving up way, way too many layups, and we're giving up threes. We're giving up both. So it's like teams feel like they can get whatever they want.
So what disappoints you the most on that stat sheet besides the score?
I think the fight. Nothing on the score sheet tells us how we played tonight. We gave up in the first half. We got punched in the mouth, and we didn't get back up. Showed a little bit in the second half, but it wasn't enough. Indiana State's a really good team. They're physical. They're old. And tonight they bullied us, and that's simply how the game went. They shot, 57% from three in the first half, but that doesn't matter. It was our fight, next play mentality, and getting up after bad things happen.
Have you ever been part of that before, where somebody just came in and kind of blitzed you with offensive onslaught? And what do you do when that's happening to try and deal with it?
Yeah, I have. The game of basketball, everybody's gonna go on runs. They're gonna have hot starts. That's what happened tonight, and we kind of splinter when that happens, and that's kind of been our Achilles heel this early on in the season. And we got to stay together, continue to be disciplined and chop wood. And that has to be our mentality when we get down in certain moments. And I think tonight we definitely splintered, and that's on me as a leader. I got to do better in that category, and I will. So.
With that in mind, you have a week off now between games. I know you're going through exams and everything, but what can you do to get this team back on the track where they won 2 consecutive games?
I just think I have to challenge everybody in practice. It starts as me, Makai, and Anderson as leaders on this team. We have to do a much better job of challenging these guys in practice. We kind of got happy after those 2 wins and kind of slacked off. And we definitely have to be better to prepare moving forward. Looking at exams, we have our opponent on Sunday, then we move into a big week with Cincinnati and Bellarmine. So we have to be better, and we will be better.
Was there anything other than their hot shooting, like with their style of play, that was kind of difficult to adapt to?
Indiana State's an old team. They're physical. They grab. They push. And we knew that going into the game. And I think we didn't realize how physical they were till we got down. And I think that climb back, we got to match that intensity in games. We have to be that physical team. We have to start and set the tone from games. And tonight we didn't.